How's it going, everyone? We're back for another episode of The Final Whistle. I said it in my earlier video today that I'm going to do some more videos today. Have quite a bit more content out hopefully today. A couple of reaction videos to their Premier League games or from earlier today. And I'm going to do a Bundesliga wrap-up. In the Bundesliga, there's really so many fun games to talk about. So many interesting big games out there. And I just want to talk about them all in a big, huge video here. And I want to talk about Red Bull Leipzig and Werder Bremen first. We saw Red Bull Leipzig win 4-1 over Werder Bremen. Bremen really didn't do anything. Bremen had a penalty they scored. Yeah, they scored a penalty. They had 12 shots, but out of those 12 shots, we had 2 on target, so it really didn't matter. And they had 37% possession. And if you're going to compete with the big boys, you really got to do more than that with your shots. And especially with that kind of possession, if you're going to have 12 shots, you got to be able to hit the net more, convert more, pose more of a threat, and they really didn't at all. Rashica, he's a quality player, and for Werder Bremen, he scored a nice penalty, which was their really only chance. And they played well, Werder Bremen. They didn't do too bad against it. Red Bull Leipzig's a top side, Champions League side. Werder Bremen isn't anything around that. And we saw Red Bull Leipzig put them away quite easily. 4-1 win. Dani Olmo, Alexander Sørloth, and Marcel Sabitzer. It's quite interesting because a couple of these players are one of them really is being talked about quite heavily to leave. Marcel Sabitzer, I've heard, is being shopped around Europe a little bit. Manchester United are quite interested in my club. I think it's very interesting. I would like him to join the club. Sabitzer is quite a fantastic player. I love him. He can play in a couple different roles. He's really good around the field. Midfield role is fantastic. He can put balls in the net. He can roll around the field. But like I'm saying here, Red Bull Leipzig was all their game. 8 shots, 4 on target, 63% possession, all day their game. Sørloth, he's really underrated, I think. I'm Norwegian myself. Crystal Palace didn't really give him the chance. Turkey, he refound himself when he went there on loan and just played there. Scored 2 nice goals today. He's a big, tall gaffer. He's not good at getting in behind. He's slow. Obviously, for a guy his size, he's not built, he's not fast, but you gotta understand he is a slower guy. And the back three for Red Bull Leipzig is interesting. You had Konate, Halstenberg, and Orban with Klosterman off the bench. Yes, no Upamecano, but Upamecano is joining Bayern. So we can look at this lineup and you can say, maybe this is going to be their back three come next year. But then you've heard talks of Ibrahima Konate joining Liverpool, joining Manchester United, joining Chelsea, whatnot. And that's interesting because you had him starting today. But we could see Halstenberg, Klosterman, and Orban starting for Red Bull Leipzig in their back three, which is not bad at all. It's not the fastest, don't get me wrong. You got Klosterman, who's very quick. Halstenberg and Orban, very, very slow. So Klosterman's really going to have to do most of running that back line. But it's still a very good back three when you're losing Upamecano and possibly Konate. I think it's very interesting. And I just want to look at their attacking midfielders for a second here before I move on to the next game. Dani Olmo, terrific baller. I think eventually he'll be in the Premier League or back home in Spain playing for a big club in La Liga because he is unbelievable for his age. I think he's 23, 24 around there. He a tremendous playmaker. He can put balls in the net. He can create a lot of chances. And he's just a brilliant player in general. And we had an absolute goal fest. If you haven't seen much of the games today, I reckon you should go back and look. Wolfsburg versus Eintracht Frankfurt. A guy who's refound himself after he's left Real Madrid, Luka Jovic. Scored again today in the 27th minute. Luka Jovic, he just showed his talent here. He's came back to Eintracht Frankfurt, his club where he was really found after Real Madrid and Zinedine Zidane really showed no faith in him. And Luka Jovic comes into this Eintracht Frankfurt team. He showed some backing here, and he's played with Andre Silva up top, and he looks tremendous when he is playing. And I think this Eintracht Frankfurt team, if they can bring in some reinforcements, they got a great squad. I'll look at the lineup in a second and talk to it about you guys, and see what you guys have to say after too. But a 4-3 win here for Eintracht Frankfurt, and the thing is, you look at this, Wolfsburg had an own goal for them, and Wout Weghorst scores in the 46th minute, and Baku scores in the 6th. Look at Eintracht Frankfurt. Kamada, 8th minute. So you had Wolfsburg in the 6th minute scoring, and Kamada scores right after. Instant reply from Eintracht Frankfurt, which is exactly what you need from a top team like that. Luka Jovic again makes it 2-1 the 27th minute. Andre Silva, 54th minute, makes it 3-2 after Wout Weghorst scores, and then Eric Durm, 61st, makes it 4-2, and then the game is basically set in stone. Yes, Wolfsburg score get an OG, which give them a little bit of hope, but really there wasn't any, I think. Really, you got to look at Eintracht Frankfurt stats here. Only 45% possession, 8 shots, 5 on target. So really, they only missed one of their 5 shots, which is telling because they were clinical, which I like to say is what you need from a top squad. They only missed one chance they had on target, which is huge. You got to be clinical at the top level, and to beat teams like Wolfsburg or any team in the Bundesliga, yes, Bundesliga isn't as good as some leagues, I got to say. But it's very competitive. And when you're only missing one shot you have on target, it's fantastic to be that clinical. And it's great. It shows that they can be competitive, and any team that's that clinical is tremendous and always has a shot on their day. And Wolfsburg had 21 shots and 8 on target. I talked about this with Werder Bremen. Only 2 shots out of 12. Here you go, Wolfsburg, 8 shots on target out of 21. Yes, they had possession, but possession doesn't win you games. You got to look at shots and goals. And Wolfsburg had 21 shots with 8 on target, which is nuts. The fact that they didn't get more on target is crazy. But I want to talk about the Eintracht Frankfurt side. I really like this side. I'm going to probably do a team review or just review them in general because I really like this Eintracht Frankfurt side. I've said it again, yeah. But they got a great side. You're looking at their forwards here. Andre Silva, he's not old anymore. AC Milan gave up on him. He's killing it this year. Absolutely killing it. I think he's second for goal scorers first. He's up there with Lewandowski. Not up there, but no one's up there with Lewandowski. He's just behind him. And then you got Luka Jovic. Andre Silva and Luka Jovic on their day can beat most teams in the Bundesliga. Besides, well, probably Dortmund this year because they're awful. And Leipzig and Bayern. So if you can build from the back now and really play behind them and try to keep Luka Jovic this summer and... yeah, I'll talk about it more, but like Kamada is still a great attacking midfielder behind him. They play a great back three at times. Kevin Trapp's a great goalie, a lot of experience, played for PSG. Kostic left mid, he's a great baller for Serbia. Sebastian Rode, he's been around Europe quite a bit, played for Borussia Dortmund, and he was a great baller. He's still a good defensive midfielder. You got Eric Durm, he's played for Dortmund, so like you got a lot of experience there, and it's a great team they got at Frankfurt, and they can build on this, I think. Even the bench ain't bad. Like, you got Timothy Chandler, American, Eunice. He's a baller. I love Eunice. He can make anything happen on his day. But I'm going to move away from this game. I thought that was a fantastic game. I had 2 more I want to highlight quickly. Dortmund versus VfB Stuttgart. I looked at this game early while I was watching some of the Premier League games, which I'm going to react to later. But Stuttgart were up 1-0. I saw this while I was watching the game. It's a good performance from Stuttgart. No one expected them to have a chance here, really. I mean, yes, Dortmund are terrible this year. Yes, it was 49% possession for Stuttgart to 51% possession for Dortmund, my bad. And Dortmund responded in the second half. Jude Bellingham, unbelievable talent for England. Marco Reus scores in the 52nd, puts them up 2-1. And later, Daniel Didavi. I love Didavi. I think he's always been a baller. He's been a fantastic player for Stuttgart and around the Bundesliga and the lower ranked teams. And he scores in the 78th minute. And then you got Knopf, who came on, I think it was earlier in the 65th or something around there. He came on and he gets the winner in the 80th minute. That gives him... what a great response from Dortmund to be down 1-0, go up 2-1, tie it for Stuttgart 2-2, and then Knopf comes on and it's 3-2. Great response. 17 shots on target, 17 shots, 7 on target, my bad. And Stuttgart 13 shots and 3 on target. Stuttgart's only missed 1 shot. Yeah, I mean, when you're playing a team like Dortmund's quality, you got to take your chances, which they did, which is very impressive. I didn't think they're going to have a shout. Because Dortmund really went with basically their starting lineup. Gio Reyna, Bellingham, Royce behind Holland, with Delaney and Dahoud, and then you have Rafael Guerrero, Mats Hummels, Akanji, Hitz. The only guy that really didn't start is Berkey. You still had Thorgan Hazard on the bench, who they brought on, Julian Brandt, Emre Can, Piszczek, and Knopf, who scored the winner. And you still had the likes of Meunier and Nico Schultz, who didn't come on, which just shows the quality of this Dortmund team, and it's unbelievable how far behind they are. They're 10 points back of making Champions League football, 10 points back of Eintracht Frankfurt, like I talked about earlier, who have been unbelievable. Not 10 points, my bad. I think they're like 7, 8 now, and it's great to see Eintracht Frankfurt doing that well, which they should be. With the team they have, and if they can build on that come the summer, they can do something in the Champions League, which they can be a Cinderella story. which I really think could happen. And Dortmund might be in the Europa League, which is insane for a team like Dortmund to be in the Europa League. And I wanted to wrap it up here. We're getting around 10-minute mark. We're just going to wrap it up. You don't need to hear me blabber about the lower end games. No one wants to talk about that really right now. We're going to end it off with Bayern Munich versus Union Berlin. I'm going to briefly talk about this one. Bayern or Bayern. 1-1 against Union Berlin. I'm a Bayern fan. I didn't expect this to happen. Jamal Musiala. I love this kid. He's fantastic. I wanted him to play for England, but good on him. He chose Germany. Good, stepped up, made his decision. Chose Germany 2 months ago, something like that. Good decision by him. Great. He chose Germany. Germany's gave him the youth games. He's earned it. Germany wants him. They've worked on him. England gave Southgate, didn't try to push him, and they didn't get him. Fair play to Germany. They got a fantastic kid and probably one of the kids for the future, I think. And Germany's next Thomas Müller, in my opinion. So, Bayern Munich ran this game, which, yeah, to be expected. Union Berlin sitting in 7th, 8th. Tremendous season for them. I mean, relegation. They don't have a team that's up there. They should be relegation battle. They should be with Schalke. I think Schalke has a better team than them, and they're down there. Okay, Bayern had 60% possession compared to 40 for Union. 14 shots for Bayern. 2 on target. Not clinical enough. It shows without Lewandowski that they just don't got the minerals. But when you look at the lineup, Bayern Munich played their second lineup. Stanisic started at left back instead of Alphonso Davies, my Canadian guy. Who else started? Dantes started for them. And Musiala's not really a backup, but he's not really a starter. And you got Choupo-Moting starting for Bayern. So you got four or five guys with Bruno Sarr who really aren't your stars. So you're basically going with a backup lineup, and you got Javi Martinez out there. So 2, 4, 6 guys who usually aren't starting. So you only got 4 in your keeper who are really your starters. Which, I mean, they underestimated Union, I think, here. They're resting a lot of players for PSG, which is understandable because they have to go out and beat PSG. I'll do Champions League reactions coming up this week. And we'll talk about that. Since I did a Europa League, we'll do a Champions League reaction coming next week. Maybe a live stream. I'll see what I can do. But really, Bayern are so far ahead. I think they're 5 points up on RB Leipzig. They got this league done and dusted. Union Berlin are doing very well this year. All plaudits to them. Fantastic job by them. Great to get that tie. Bayern underestimated them, but need be they needed to rest some players for PSG this week. I'm going to wrap it up here for my Bundesliga wrap-up. I hope you guys like the Bundesliga wrap-up. A bit of a change from the English Premier League side. I'm going to do La Liga maybe a bit later tomorrow or something. Maybe talk about the El Clasico. See what happened there. But yeah, I'm going to have some more Premier League reactions out today from the games today. You're going to see a game reaction earlier. And maybe an MLS coming up today. Thank you guys. I hope you enjoy all the content. And I'm going to keep pumping out the most I can for you guys. Thank you very much. See you for the next one. Bye, everyone.